2,000 years later.
All right, robe is on. I am so happy to be home, y'all. I just got back from my trip and I was wearing regular clothes because I got to deadhead because my trip got all messed up. So deadheading is when you're technically working, but you can fly as a passenger, sit in the passenger seat, you can go to sleep. So did all that. I'm still pretty tired though. Yesterday was a long day. Your girl has been on the grind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I have had my behind at work. So time for bed and time for some much needed rest. Pretty much just came home, took a shower, made myself some dinner, some sweet potato fries, which I am almost done tweaking the sweet potato fries air fryer situation. My mom got me an air fryer as a housewarming gift and I absolutely love it, but I have been burning the sweet potato fries lately and today was my best batch in a long time, even though they're still a little bit burnt, but I kind of like them a little bit burnt. But anyways, y'all pray for me. And a beautiful good morning to all of you. It is the next day and I am headed to a spin class today, so I'm really excited. We had another Alexis can't find his parking space saga. Had to go all around town, but glory to God, the second time I came to the parking lot, someone pulled out one of the first spaces, so I have just enough time to pee and go. This class is my first time, so beautiful day, isn't it?
1 hour later.
If y'all have never tried actual real bike shorts with like the butt pad at the back, you are missing out. Stop what you're doing right now. Well, wait until the video's over. Then stop what you're doing. Go to the store, go online, get you some real bike shorts with the butt pad in. I'm telling you, it is a game changer. I just started wearing my bike shorts like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I'm gonna go for a long bike ride and I could have ridden all day. Like, the butt pad is a game changer. Just letting the oven preheat. It's definitely time for a good stretch, but y'all, that class was so intense. I will definitely be going back. It was a 45-minute cycling and weights class. And at first I didn't want to sign up for it because I was like, 45 minutes, that's not long enough. But like 20 minutes in, I was like, when is this gonna be over? I was dripping sweat. Next time I'll bring a towel. We were also lifting like weights. So the highest they had was a 10. So I just got the 5. I was like, whatever, it'll just be easy. Y'all, I ate some humble pie this morning. They had some 2-pound weights, they had 5 pounds, and they had 10 pounds. And I was like, let me get the 5s because the 2 is definitely too easy, but the 10s, like she said, we were doing shoulders, so I was like, the 10's definitely gonna be too much for me if we're riding the bike too. So got the 5, thought, well, maybe it'll be on the easier side, but we'll just see. Woo, when I tell y'all, I wish I had gotten those 2-pound weights. We were doing shoulders. I was shaking. So yeah, that was crazy. 42-minute indoor cycling class. I burned 227 calories and my average heart rate was 142 beats per minute. It was intense, and I'm a big fan of exercise classes too. It's just a good way to get out the house, be around other people, and since I just moved here, that's definitely something I want to do. I want to get out here, show my face, be seen. So yeah, decided to go to my first spin class today, and I got to get a good stretch and I got to eat because I literally have a swim in like 2 hours. So let me get this stretch in. Everybody, and welcome to the official, I guess, official start of the video. So just wanted to give you guys a life update. It is the weekend. I have been working, but I finally have some days off. I actually have a week off, but I'm gonna pick up a trip at some point this week because your girl is stacking her paper. Very much in hustle mode, but I feel like it's been a long week and I need a couple days off, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. The weather's been crazy, just stuff's been going on. My flights, I've had 2 trips get messed up in the last week. Messed up in my favor. Yesterday I got home 8 hours before I would have gotten home as scheduled. So that worked out well for me. So I got to come home and just relax and get my life together to start today fresh. So right now I'm just trying to hurry up and eat, having my favorite breakfast. Let me not cut my finger this time. I know I'm supposed to be cutting the bagel away from myself, but I don't feel like doing that. All right, slowly. Look at that. No blood on the bagel. Don't we love that? That was the fastest I have ever gotten ready. Time to go for a swim. I will see y'all when we get there. All right, made it with just enough time to even get gas. So right now I'm about to go and swim in an endless pool for 30 minutes. I booked a 30-minute session. I'll tell you more about the endless pool when I get back, but it's basically like a pool treadmill. All right, so I'm done with my swim. That endless pool is a lot harder than it looks. It's basically like a tiny little pool. It's like it's probably like 4 feet taller than me, long and wide. So not a very big pool. It's like 3.5 feet deep. But basically it has like a current that blows up against you to give you some resistance so you can just basically swim. So that's why I was saying it's basically like a pool treadmill if you've never heard of an endless pool. And I've been trying to use it to help me with my endurance, but I feel like I can swim further and easier in just a regular pool. Like for example, I swam for 30 minutes and I only swam, according to my watch, which I don't always think is accurate, 400 yards. So yeah, I was just getting gassed out pretty quick and I had to keep taking a million breaks. So still learning. The swimming is still coming along, but it's proving to be, it's just hard. It's hard for me to stay present when I'm swimming because I feel like I'm thinking about my technique, but I think I'm just gonna let that go and just kind of, I feel like I have the basics down, so I'm just gonna let the technique go. It'll get better later and I'm just gonna work on just being able to just hold a consistent pace for a long time. That's my biggest challenge. Well, that's my second biggest challenge. My biggest challenge is staying calm in the water. That has been the biggest challenge I think I've ever faced in my life. I wish I could just flip a switch and just be calm, but it's really hard for me, especially once I get into the deep water. I'm just like, I know that my body is just tight and I'm tightening up because I'm in the deep water and I'm just trying to hurry up and get to the wall so that I can get out. So yeah, that fear has been holding me back a lot. Basically, I had a big W a few months ago. I jumped into the deep water, which I never done before, and I did it a few times and I got, a little cocky, got a little confident, and then I went into the deep water on my own at the pool and I was trying to swim some laps, and in the middle of the lap I basically had a panic attack and I was like, oh wait, I can't do this, and basically had a panic attack in the middle of like 12 feet water, went into survival mode, somersaulted out of the water onto my back. Was a really scary experience, and ever since then I've reverted even further back than where I was before I even started learning to swim. I just feel like I reverted so far back since that experience because I just got so scared. I literally could have drowned. So yeah, very scary. And ever since then I've just had this block in my mind. Whenever I get to the deep water, I'm afraid that I'm gonna panic again. I'm afraid that I'm gonna put myself in harm's way again, and so I just have been kind of avoiding it, but I don't want to avoid it because this has been a fear of mine my whole entire life, which I'll tell y'all the whole story about that. My parents did try to teach me how to swim when I was younger, but for some reason I was always afraid. So, but yeah, anyways, that's just a little update on the swim situation. I'm still working on it. I'm still making progress, but I am trying to overcome my fear of the deep water. It came back, and it came back double time. So yeah, this is a big mountain to climb, but I think I can do it. They say I can do it. So because it's so hard now, when I finally do it, this is going to be one of the biggest achievements of my whole life. So anyways, let's get back to the house. Let me take a shower, wash all this chlorine off. Whatever you do, make sure that you do not get a NutriBullet. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting because it's affordable and it's popular, but this is my 5th NutriBullet. I know, when am I gonna learn? I literally have to put the smoothie ingredients in the smoothie 30 minutes before, let them get a little bit soft, and then I can blend it up because the blender just chooses not to work half the time. Let's see if it works right now though. What do you know? It actually worked today. Feel kind of bad. It's definitely fronting for the camera, but for now, my NutriBullet's gonna have to work for me. And it did all right today. Cheers. Just made myself some dinner, even watched some TV for like an hour. And now I'm going to do something that I have been doing for, this will be day 6. I just started writing again, well, journaling, I should say. Every night I've been journaling. I just feel like this is a time in my life where I kind of want to document my thoughts because I feel like I'm in a really still time right now. This is kind of the time of night where I start to, like, I start the day and my mood is like super high. The sun is out, it's beaming down, and then as it gets darker, my mood starts to get darker. I realized that my screen time has gone up significantly since I started living alone. I'll just grab my phone at random moments and just start scrolling on social media, which I don't like, especially at this time of night. I will start to just always have something playing, whether it's on the TV or on my phone. I'll have like a video or a podcast or something playing just to fill the silence. I realized I was doing that. At night, I'm fine during the day with like, walking around, moving and shaking, not needing to have any, background noise necessarily. But I found that at night, I'm always playing something or like watching something or listening to something, I guess, to fill the silence. It's not like I was never home alone. Because even when you're living with someone, even when y'all aren't like necessarily talking or interacting, you can still feel their presence. Do you know what I'm saying? So like with just me being here, it's like there's silence in the house and then it's just me. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm kind of like studying myself right now to see what kind of weird stuff I'm doing. So definitely on my devices more, and I don't really like that. So I decided I wanted to start writing again just to give myself some time to get my thoughts down, and I want to see if I can write every single day for a year. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. I'm gonna see if I can do it though, even if it's just like one sentence, like don't feel like writing today. Just anything. Like I feel like I want to document this time because it feels really still right now. It feels like not much is happening, but as I'm writing and just kind of thinking back on everything that's happened, especially in the last 3 months, like a lot has happened. Obviously moving was one of the biggest things that have happened, but just little things like getting stronger. I'm getting used to the altitude. I was getting nosebleeds like every single day for the first 2 weeks I moved up here because the air is so dry. I got plants in the house. I got all moved in. That was just, I can't even describe to y'all how much of a just nightmare it was moving and just getting everything put together and just wanting to be settled and wanting the furniture to be put together and wanting to just everything to be done. Like I just wanted to flick my wand and for it all to be done. And unfortunately you can't skip a process like that. You just have to get it done. And I had help and I did a lot of things on my own, and everything is far from perfect now. But if I could have been where I am right now 2 months ago, I would have paid every single cent to my name to be where I am right now. That's how frustrated I was. And now I got plants. I'm coming and going in the house. It finally feels like it's mine. I don't feel weird coming home late at night. I remember the first time I came home and it was like dark outside and I came home late. It was like I like checked every single door, under the bed, everywhere as soon as I got in the house, just making sure I didn't have to fight anybody, just like being paranoid and just being like, in a new place. And I'm trying to embrace the fact that there are certain processes I had to go through. I had to go through getting here, getting it situated, and now I'm in the process of trying to find my tribe, trying to find my people. And that's a process. It's always been a process. Every time I move somewhere, this transition period has happened and it's always worked out, but I feel like it's been kind of long this time. It's been 2 months and I still haven't made any new friends here. I mean, I've had like surface level connections. Like all last month in April, I was playing pickleball once a week and made some surface level connections, and that's pretty much all I've made since I've been here. It's just surface level connections with people, not anything deep, not anything that I can tell is gonna last for a long time or be particularly meaningful. Don't get me wrong, I've had some interesting conversations. I've got some good leads on places to go, things to do. It's always good to talk to people because you can take something away from every interaction you have, whether it's positive or negative. But I'm starting to get really annoyed with the fact that it's been 2 months and I haven't made any deeper connections. So it's just like, And I'm getting out there, and I'm not sitting in the house all day like, oh, I haven't met anybody. Like, I'm putting myself out there, but it just hasn't happened yet. I've talked to so many people since I've been here, and it's just been very, like I said, surface level. So that's been frustrating me, and I've just been kind of going crazy in my head about it and just been kind of frustrated. I'm the type of person who I do enjoy being alone, and I do need to be alone sometimes. It's not that I want to constantly be surrounded by people. I'm not like that at all. I want to have meaningful relationships, but I do require alone time. But right now I don't have the choice. It's either I can be alone or I can be alone. So the fact that I don't have a choice is what's frustrating me. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like 2 months is a long time, but maybe it's not. So yeah, anyways, just going through the process and writing down in my journal, and I can't wait to see. I really want to write for a year because I want to see how things progress as a year goes by. So anyways, I was looking at my calendar yesterday and I don't have anything on my calendar. Where's my phone? This is typical me. Was just talking about how I've been being on my phone too much, and now I can't find my phone, but I found it. So I'm most definitely a calendar girl. I put everything in my calendar except like work. You see all these dots? So I've had something going on every single one of these days, and tomorrow I don't have anything. There's no dot, which is just weird. I'm off, but I don't have anything planned. I feel like there's something I need to do, but we'll see. But for now, what I'm gonna do is be present, write down what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling today. Then I'm gonna clean up, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So yeah, that's how this night is going. So I will catch y'all tomorrow. We'll see what we get up to. Good morning. So it is a new day. It is a sunny day, and I am in a fantastic mood. Look how beautiful it is outside. I am about 8 miles into my bike ride. This is my favorite way to spend a sunny day, and I'm thinking about just banging out, just doing 20 miles today. I'm not really sure, but I actually realized I do have something really important today, but getting on my bike is also really important, and I will tell you why. I learned a humbling lesson about a week ago, so I think I'm gonna go for 20 today. Lesson number 1, just take the detour. Do not ride your bike through 5-inch puddle of water. I actually walked it through, but then my shoes got wet. So everybody else was taking a detour, but it was taking too long. They were trying to take a detour across the highway. So I'm just gonna set my shoes right here in the sun and pray that they get dry. Please, Lord, let them get dry. Lesson number 2, while my shoes hopefully get dry, I gotta get on my bike more. And that's something that I've been doing since I moved here. I've been getting on my bike 2 to 3 times a week because I took a long break from it. But now I am very much back. I went and got my bike fixed. We basically had to jam it into the moving truck when I moved here, and we had to break it up into pieces. So I took it to the bike shop and they put it back together for me for 20 bucks. So I just didn't feel like putting it back together. Anyways, I want to tell y'all about probably the worst experience I've ever had when putting myself out there. And I want to start by saying I don't regret it, because anytime you put yourself out there and you go into a situation where you're by yourself, one, and you're stepping into another person or another group space, it's always kind of weird and awkward, but it's sometimes necessary, especially when you move to a different state and you don't know anyone. So last month I went to a triathlon club's, it was like a bike handling workshop followed by a no drop bike ride. So I was like, okay, so this seems like it's gonna be like a learning environment. People who are probably gonna be there who aren't super experienced like me. I'm not gonna just show up to like a bike ride with them and try to keep up with them, because I figured I probably wouldn't be able to keep up with them. The reason I wanted to go to a triathlon club is because I'm doing a triathlon this year. So I want to maybe meet some people, get some advice, soak in any pearls of wisdom. So I was just going to poke my head in, see what they had going on. I've been looking at some of their workouts, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go to like a run with them or a swim practice with them, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up. But then I saw that they were having a bike handling workshop, so I was like, this could be the one. So after coming in late from a trip, I went to sleep for like 4 hours, and I decided I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to go. I'm just gonna go. Even though I'm feeling a little awkward, I wish I wasn't going by myself, I'm just going to go. So get up early in the morning, go to the like school where they were doing the workshop. They had like cones set up in the parking lot, and I was like, okay, so I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to be, very open, have my open energy amplified, right? So I get out of the car, I'm getting myself situated. Everybody I see, I say good morning, blah, blah, blah. And I would say out of like maybe 7 people that I said good morning to, 3 responded. Most of them just kept walking past me. One guy, who I will get back to later, straight up balled up his face, scowled at me as he walked past me and didn't respond. So I was like, okay, cool. So then finally, as the workshop or whatever is getting started, the leader introduced himself to me and he asked me my name, and I told him Alexis. And he goes, oh, okay, Alexa, and just proceeds to keep talking. And I was like, no, Alexis. He didn't hear it, or he, whatever, went in one ear, out the other, didn't acknowledge that I had corrected him. So then a few minutes later, I had to correct him again because he called me Alexa again. And I was like, no, it's Alexis. Period. Of course, I didn't say it like that. I was very nice about it, but he didn't seem to really like that I corrected him. I guess he would have rather have just called me the wrong name. So that was another thing where I was like, okay. So the workshop starts. It's basically us riding through cones, learning some bike handling things like cornering and sharp turns, having to go ride around in a tight circle. And I chit-chatted with a few people. A few of the people were nice, but for the most part, the vibes were kind of cold. And I will say I was the only person there who looked like me, so let's just throw that out there. So yeah, it was kind of, I just felt like I was being like looked at, and then when I would look at someone and they were looking at me, they would look away. It was just weird. I just felt weird vibes, and everyone was very serious. Everyone was like taking themselves very seriously. I think everyone there was training for something, training for Ironman or half Ironman, or everybody had done some sort of big race type thing. So no shade. I mean, it's good to have, why am I waving this around? Because I was cleaning my lens earlier. No shade. I admire the passion and the dedication, but I like to laugh. I like to kiki, and I like to smile, and I don't necessarily want to be in a stuffy environment with people who are just extremely, or who are just like stiff like this. So everybody there was fitter than me. Obviously, everybody else lived there. They were used to the altitude, and I'm sure nobody else there had worked 300 flights in a row the night before like I did. So, it was only like my 3rd time on the bike since I've moved there. I was like, running over, cones or whatever. And, it didn't bother me that I was not super fit. I was just embracing the experience, embracing learning. And on one particular section, everybody was going to ride in a circle, like around the parking lot for some reason. And I made a joke. I was like, well, I'll just go last. I'll let all y'all go ahead of me since I'm like the least experienced person here. And the guy who balled up his face at me and didn't say good morning and just kept walking past me like I was a piece of trash, he was like,
yeah, you should.
What? Literally. So he was standing maybe a few feet in front of me, but somehow he heard me, not even talking to him. Somehow he heard me like making this like jokey comment, but he didn't hear me when I said good morning like to his face, but he could hear me behind him enough to make that comment. So yeah. So anyways, go throughout the day, got some good advice, got some advice that just wasn't great. And then at the end there was the no drop bike ride was supposed to commence. So a no drop ride means that nobody gets dropped, so nobody gets left behind, everybody stays together. So for example, the last person isn't just getting left off the back and then everybody else rides off without them. So that's what a no drop ride is. So I was like, I'm not really feeling the vibes, but I'll go just so, I don't want to be a party pooper. I want to like be open and give people the benefit of the doubt. I start with the bike ride and I was huffing and puffing. Let me be real. I was going up these hills. We went up one hill and I was like, I need to get off this bike and walk up this hill, but I couldn't be a weenie in front of everybody. So I literally, shout out to my heart, I literally somehow just put my bike in like the easiest gear, and even then I was just like could not breathe trying to get up this hill, and I made it, y'all. I made it. But long story short, this no drop ride, like they dropped me hard. Everybody else rode all the way off to the point where I was on this long road where I could see really far ahead of me. Couldn't see any of them. They all rode off without me, and after like 4 miles I just left. So yeah, that happened. Really bad experience. Like I said, the vibes were just cold. They weren't good. I felt like an alien from outer space, like that's how I was feeling. And I'll say this, I have enough experience being in different places, being around different people to know what it feels like to walk into a situation and be embraced versus walking into a situation and just being tolerated. And I felt like I was very much being tolerated in that situation, and I felt like they were uncomfortable that I was there. Like not everybody, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Not everybody. There were like a few people who were cool, but for the most part, and I'm not saying that when I walk in the room everyone's supposed to be like, oh hey, high five, you know, like, but I felt like they were uncomfortable and I felt like an alien. I felt like they didn't really want me to be there. So yeah, and back to me being the only person who looked like me within the whole group. I'll say this. I kind of figured that would be the case before I even went, because I was looking through their Facebook pictures and there were no people of color, no black people, just none of that in any of their pictures. And they post regularly. They post almost every single day, years online. I was scrolling with hope in my heart, scrolling through their pictures, none. And so I just think that's a little bit ridiculous, especially in Denver. Like, I know I moved to Colorado. I'm not stupid. I know that I'm the minority in the situation, but not in Denver. In Denver, there's a lot of black people. They're walking, they're everywhere. They're riding their bikes. They're also running. They're also swimming. I see black people everywhere I go. I see people of color everywhere I go. So for you to have such a huge triathlon club and there to be no people of color in it, maybe it's because they felt how I felt when I pulled up on y'all and went to y'all's little bike workshop thing. This is all me letting y'all know how I felt. So from that experience, if I'm like going to any type of group function in Denver, like if I look through the pictures on Instagram, on social media, and there is not one single person of color, I'm not going, period. I think that's crazy. I really do. I can see other like parts of Colorado where it's like really remote or whatever. Like I said, I know where I moved to, but no ma'am. So there were people there, they were being nice, but they weren't friendly, if that makes sense. So that was my bad experience, putting myself out there. I don't regret it because it could have been the total opposite experience. It could have been amazing. I could have met some really cool people. Unfortunately, I didn't, but you don't know until you try. So I'm proud of myself and I'm glad I went, and I did learn that I really needed to step up my fitness and, not really, because I felt like I was thinking, oh, riding a bike is easy. I don't really need to practice riding my bike that much, but I really do. And there's different muscles that you have to work, getting good at riding your bike. And it's not something that I really need to slack on. I need to work on riding my bike just as much as I need to continue working on my running, just as much as I need to continue working on my swimming. So all of those things need improvement. And I'm really glad. If that's the only thing I got from it, then I'm glad, because ever since that experience, I've been, like I said, getting on my bike, and I've been doing so much better. My confidence is higher than it's ever been. And which I'm really happy about, considering how scared I was after getting over my PTSD from riding clipped in, just getting back on the bike when I moved here. So it was valuable. It ended up being valuable at the end of the day, but like I said, it was a bad experience, and I will never mess with that group again. So yeah, so today we rode 19.4 miles, my longest bike ride since I've been here, and it felt so good. It was so nice, beautiful weather. So now with that being said, I need to hurry up and get out of here because I need to go do something that I should have done yesterday. I forgot I did have something important to do today, and that is to pick up my race packet. And that was a close one too, because the email said that I had to pick up the race packet before March 20th, or is it March, before May 28th? And I thought it said by May 28th. So I called them and they said they still had it. And there were quite a few race packets that still haven't gotten picked up. So y'all need to come get y'all's race packet. Y'all, it's hot. Let me turn the air on while I'm talking to y'all. So yeah, should be good. Let's open it, shall we? Loving the brown paper bag situation. My t-shirt for the Boulder 10K. Pizza, I might use that tomorrow. Race number GF330. Apparently you have to prove if you can run under 11 minutes a mile, so I just picked the wave that started after you have to have proof. I don't know what kind of race y'all got going on here, but I can definitely run faster than 11 minutes a mile at this point. I couldn't a year ago, but now I can. So I guess I'll just be starting in that wave, but that is the race packet, so exciting times. All right, good morning. So we are in Boulder right now. I just want to say that I got here safe and I found where I'm supposed to park successfully. So those are big W's for me. So the day is already starting out great. Right now I'm about to figure out where I'm supposed to go, pin on my race number and get there. I'm so glad I left at a reasonable time, and Boulder is not too far from me actually. So I've got like an hour until my wave starts. So I'm gonna watch where these people are walking. I think I go down here. So let me get my race number on. Here we go. All right, we are out. I don't know if I'm going the right way, but I'm just following everybody else on my way to first the bathroom, then the start line. We are doing the Boulder 10K. This is gonna be my longest run since I have moved here, and the weather is absolutely perfect and I'm excited. I made it through the porta potty trauma. It was the longest line for the porta potty I've ever seen. I think we are heading to the start line now. It is 7:50. Time for my wave to start, so I guess I'm gonna start a little late. Y'all, I got here an hour and 20 minutes ago, and I'm just now getting to the start line. So anyways, let's go.
Yeah, the nuggets chicken. Oh, chicken nuggets.
Okay, race has finally started. Started one wave behind what I was supposed to, but it's all good. Had a time in my head that I wanted to shoot for, but now that I'm out here, I just want to run the whole thing without stopping. So we were at the Boulder 10K. Not a bad way to start the morning. Less than a kilometer in.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
Didn't get the 5K time, but just passed the halfway mark. This is gonna be a slow 10K. My last mile just clocked in at 11:30, but whew, this is tough. I've been tempted to walk, but I just want to keep running the whole time. I don't want to stop and walk because I don't want to lose momentum. Once you stop and walk, then it's tempting to stop again. So let's keep going. That said finish, but it definitely was not the finish line. I wish. One more mile to go. Haven't stopped yet. Can't stop now. It's too late. One more mile. That's it. One more kilometer to go. So it is done. Now is the super interesting part of the race. Where's my car? I always go to these races alone and then I can never find my car, but we're gonna find it today. The only plot twist is that I don't have my phone. I left my phone in my car. Everything said that you couldn't bring basically anything into the venue, which ended up not being true. I could have brought my phone. I could have brought my little bag that I normally wear on my back, my running pack or whatever you want to call it, because I was gonna bring that with my phone and everything in it, but all I have is my keys, my GoPro, and God's grace. That's all I have. But we're gonna find my car, maybe. I do remember what parking lot I parked in, but y'all, that was really fun, really relaxing. The course was definitely challenging, not crazy, but a fair amount of hills, so I can't really be mad at it, but I really wanted to stop. I didn't really get to warm up at all, except for the 1.5 mile walk to the actual start line from the parking lot. It's been a really organized event. Parking was really organized. They got the town blocked off good, so, ooh, I'm still panting. Let me find my car, y'all. Beautiful walk. I could be going in the complete opposite direction right now. I wish I had brought my phone. Kids today are so dependent on technology. Following the old follow everybody else / follow my heart method. Parking lot 470, that's what we're looking for. That is what we are looking for today. Hope I find it.
6.5 hours later.
Found my baby. Finally. Oh my God, y'all. The air on. Y'all, I did it. I found my car. I ended up walking an extra hour and 2.8 8 miles, almost 3 miles trying to find my car. I have got to get this under control. Seriously. Like, this happens to me every single time. I'm working on my sense of direction, but it's hard. But I found my car. I had to do it the old school way, depend on the help of strangers. I seriously asked like 15 people on my journey to find my car, and I finally found it. So here she is, here we are. It is time to go home. I wonder if my RX bar is melted. I could have brought my freaking vest, and then that would have solved the whole problem. I would have had my phone. I would have known how to get back to my car. I would have had the GPS, but it is not a bad day to be wandering around for 3 miles. Beautiful day. We will debrief at home. I have got to get some food. And y'all know the rest of the story. I came home, I chilled, I had a really good, just one of the most relaxing days ever. And I think being out in this beautiful weather, sun all day, really just, I mean, it was a vibe all day. I just chilled by myself and enjoyed my day. And however many days I got to do that, chill by myself, I'm going to do that. I enjoy my own company, and that is a gift. That is something that I hope that every single person watching this has or will have already, the ability to enjoy your own company, because you can't always depend on other people, and you're not always going to be in seasons in your life where you're surrounded by people. I've had seasons where I've had absolutely nobody, and I've had seasons where my social life, when I think about it, I don't even know how I managed to have jobs and have a social life and not go insane. Like, I've had all those times in my life, and right now I'm definitely in a season of transition. I think, like I said earlier, it just feels kind of still right now. I don't really know what's going on, and I be knowing, but right now I don't know. I don't know anything except that every day I just got to do me. I got to do things that I enjoy, and I'm always going to put myself out there no matter what happens, no matter whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, because you can always learn and take something away from everything. That situation I was telling you about with the triathlon club, a situation like that would have had me in tears. I don't even know, 10 years ago, like, I would have been so upset, so hurt. I would have taken it so personally, but literally when I decided I'd had enough, I left and I was fine. Like, when I was editing the video, I was like, this sounds kind of bad, but I was fine when I left. I got in my car and I left, and I went on about my day. With the exception of one person will even know what happened that day, because I didn't like go on a rant about it to anybody. I just went home. So, you know, if you're not always going to be compatible with everybody, and I believe that that's a good thing. If me and someone else, if we don't vibe, then may they go in peace. We're not supposed to vibe, and that's okay with me. So hopefully I will find my people somewhere around here. I'm searching high and low, but I'm not gonna be too thirsty, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna do me, do things I enjoy, keep showing my face, keep, you know, poking my head out and seeing what these girls have going on. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Month 2 update. She is all moved in. I actually today just had professional cleaners come and clean the whole entire apartment. It's something I've been wanting to do for years, and I told myself when I got my own place that every quarter I want to get my place like professionally cleaned. So that's something I want to do for me. When I moved in, it honestly was not clean. They didn't clean it. It still had 300 tons of like cat hair from the last resident. Like, they just really played me when I moved in here. So I've gotten it as clean as I could get it, but I was like, let me just set myself up, get on a really, really good foot. So they came in a few hours ago and just cleaned the whole entire place like professionally. So I'm so happy. That is just like I feel like that was my move-in gift to me. So yeah, we are starting off June. June is tomorrow. Today, hopefully the day you're watching this, it's gonna be June, and I feel like I'm starting June off fresh, good. We'll have more updates as time goes on, and I'm really excited for Colorado summer. I'm excited for people to come visit me. I think one of the reasons I'm really impatient to make friends is because there's so much I want to do that I don't want to do alone, that I want to do with other people. And when I got here, it was so freezing cold. I don't know why, but I'm just scared that the summertime is gonna go by like that, and I'm gonna miss out on the summer with friends. You know what I'm saying? So y'all pray for me. I'm just gonna, like I said, do me and go to work, because your girl has coins to get. Hustle mode is on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video ended up being a little chattier than I initially thought it would be, but I want to be honest. I don't want to skip over this part. I don't want to wait until things get good and then start vlogging like everything's been perfect. You know, I've had my ups, I've had my downs, and I'm working on finding people and finding people to connect with. And And that's just the realities of moving to a different place, whether you're surrounded by people who don't look like you or people who do look like you. I can feel alone in a room, town, planet full of black people. Been there before. You know, it's not about that. It's just about the person. And I think that moving to a different place, and I think that the situation that I'm in right now, kind of like being alone, I think that stops a lot of people from moving somewhere where maybe they've always wanted to move, or having that adventurous spirit about them and just going when they feel called to go. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
If you feel called to go. Everything's gonna work out, but you can't skip this part. That's the only catch. You have to be okay with this part right here where things are a little uncertain and a little bit weird, but we're gonna get through it. At least that's what they say. That's what everybody keeps telling me. Everybody keeps telling me that everything's gonna be fine, so I'm gonna choose to believe that. And if you made it this far in the video, wow, you are a real one. If you made it this far in the video, if you are still watching right now, I want you to leave that hand emoji with the heart. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have this emoji, it's like the hands doing the little heart thing. Update your phone. If you still don't have the little hand heart emoji, then just leave the closest thing you have to that. You don't have to say anything. If you never comment, leave me the hand heart emoji just so I know that you're here, that you feel me, and I really appreciate you for making it to this point in the video. So with that being said, y'all take good care of yourselves. You are not alone. I'm right here with you, and I will see you guys. Oh wait, make sure you do what needs to be done first. Do what needs to be done first. Okay, thank you. And I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.